So why are these deaths taking place in these two districts, sir?
So now, what we have data, or at least when I have been working here for the last 5 years. So every year we have been seeing an increment in the heart attacks, and the patients present with heart attack are definitely much more younger than what it used to be before. However, having said that, we have this unaccounted deaths. We can call it actually as an unaccounted deaths because we don't know for certain whether these are cardiac related or these are not cardiac related. There have been a spurt in the unaccounted deaths for the last 2 months, and most of these patients, most of these people who have been reported, mind you, they have never reached the hospital. They have died at home, they have died in different places, and they have never reached the hospital. And we don't have any single postmortem reports to kind of conclude the reasons for these deaths. So whether it is related to cardiac, whether it is not related to cardiac, as of now, we don't have any data. And as far as the center where I work is considered, we have seen a little bit of increment in the presentations of patients with heart attack, and the amount of the complications with which they present has also been increasing. But however, there is no dramatic difference in the numbers and the presentation variety, which we have not noticed, at least in our center. And these unaccounted or the deaths which has not been kind of evaluated, most of it has happened in the pre-hospital kind of a setup. So these are not hospital-related deaths, and none of this has been, at least as far as my knowledge is concerned, there is no evidence of any post-mortem being done in these kind of patients. So it's very, very imperative that we have to consider this very, very seriously, and we should start evaluating why this has happened, what is the mechanism behind their deaths, what is the cause behind their deaths, and we need to look into a pattern if there is any pattern that is fitting in these kind of scenarios.
But apart from Hassan, adjoining district has also witnessed deaths.
We have a lot of patients presenting with a heart attack in much more younger age group that has been happening for quite some time. It is not just in the last 40 days, but it's a kind of a shift and a transient. It's a kind of a shift that we have seen in the long run. I think a lot of things has been debated about it. That we are seeing a lot of younger patients who has been presenting with heart attacks. And at least in the center where I work, I have seen a 17-year-old boy who was sitting in a classroom having a heart attack. So we do have come across a lot of heart attacks in younger age groups. In the last 2 months, at least more than 10, 15 patients have come in the second and third decade of their life with heart attacks, and their presentation has been quite a challenging and quite chaotic. So yes, we do have an increased incidence of heart attack in younger age groups, but it's not in the very it has been a consistent shift that is happening for quite some time now.
You stay with me. You stay with me because you are the doctor here. But there is also politics here. The chief minister is saying one thing, the ICM are saying another thing. Mr. Prakash, why are we politicizing medical intervention? I'm saying, is there any need to talk about it? Today ICMR had to issue a clarification, sir.
No politics on on basic problems that humankind faces. I mean, science is very important for humankind, and the modern humankind has to believe the science fraternity and the health fraternity. This might be aberrations. I quite completely agree with the doctor from Hassan who says that there are no proofs, and now with Mr. Ravindranath, the head of Jaideva being appointed, the panel will look into it if at all there are some problems. But if we have to look at the other side, I have a feeling that the British Heart Society also has the mRNA type of vaccines. There is some problem with Mark two these things, the inflammation of the heart and inflammation of the lining of the heart. But those vaccines are of mRNA. And I have my own doubts whether mRNA vaccines were used in India. Barring Covishield, they say, has something nearer to that mRNA, but I'm not sure. But we should believe the science fraternity. We should have enough faith on our medical fraternity. The people of Hassan and Karnataka should not have any phobia as such. But I have a strong feeling that few of them, of those 20 or 22 who have died, might have missed the golden hour, which is very important in case of heart attack. That might be the reason. I think we need not have any doubts on the medical fraternity. Every medicine, be it vaccine or anything, both doctors here will agree with me. Every indication will have some contraindications. And I am sure if any contraindications, the medical fraternity, the IC, all the organizations which have stringent procedures in place would have looked into it. But it is too early. Let us see what the committee headed by Ravindranath says. And if at all, there is something which comes out of the committee. It will be an eye opener for entire India, and we have to look at